Hi guys, this is Lynn and welcome back to my channel. So these few days I will actually be posting a bit more videos because I'm now only on video 8 and I need another 3 videos up on my channel before I meet my mentor Jack tomorrow. So I need a total of 10 videos. So I will try my best to do this. Yeah. So I would actually like to revisit some of my older topics on happiness for this video. Previously, I actually did mention about how we can broadly see happiness as two broad categories. One is the more temporary and one is the more lasting and permanent. So for today's video, I will actually be focusing more on the temporary happiness. So I would like to introduce a new concept, the 4 states of happiness. This is something that I kind of put up with reference to all the trainers and speakers, authors that have been on this topic before, and this is the 4 states that kind of relate most well with me and make the most sense to me. So just to briefly go through, the first one is short-term happiness, which I see it as pleasure. Medium-term happiness, it's happiness. Then long-term, which is joy, and lasting or permanent happiness, which I see it as bliss. So the terms here, they are actually used very interchangeably for different people, but this was the order that made the most sense for me. So in this video, I would like to talk a bit more about the first two, which is the short-term happiness and medium-term happiness. Okay, so why are we on the topic of happiness? Why happiness? Why do we need to even understand this, right? So for me, I believe that if we know what are the activities or things that we choose to do, which one it falls under, then we are able to get more awareness and consciousness about what we spend our most time on. And the best is if we choose to work towards the more long term and lasting happiness, because as human beings we all strive for happiness. We want to be happy, right? So as Aristotle said, happiness is the only thing we want for its own sake, and everything else we do is to be happy. And if not, it is just to it in another way, it is to be happier in other ways. So yeah, this video is just to explain a bit more about the different types of different levels, different state of happiness, and to see what you spend your most time on, and maybe that you can work towards the more lasting and long-term happiness. So for the first one, short-term happiness would be like say pleasure. It is, I would say, it is simply about sensual gratification from external objects, external events, external things. So it is more materialistic in nature. So something that would be more short term that gives you pleasure would be, let's say, going for a good meal, going for a holiday, and maybe even buying a new item like a new phone, a new car, a new toy. It is more towards satisfying your wants. Yeah, so that would be more towards pleasure. So this kind of happiness can be very short-lived but also very intense, so you feel a very strong emotion. So for example, like when you get your craving and you satisfy your craving, so people who focus exclusively on this, I think, would hit a crisis easily, because what they're focusing on is very short-term, very short-lived, and your life can seem very shallow and not meaningful. And when you live life without meaning or purpose, you basically get a bit lost, sometimes, that you don't know what you're here for. You're just like going day by day just to chase the next new shiny object. And because there is a limit that you can get out of pleasure, So let's say when you finish your food, it can the most make you happy until you crave, or like when you are eating your next meal. So if this is the only source of your happiness, I think you need to understand that there are other levels or state of happiness that you can focus your time on, and you should try and limit the time you spend on this shorter term happiness. Of course, you can't just take it out, like you still have to eat and all, but just have to understand that you shouldn't spend too much time, maybe say on satisfying your short-term happiness on once, and to focus more time on the others. So for the second one, which is medium-term happiness, it is more about comparison, I would say. So you get happiness from comparison in terms of maybe wanting to be better, wanting to be more admired by others. So it can be seen as a form of, say, promotion, or maybe when you win in games, win in sports, win in activities. So this is a longer term happiness than short term, so it's medium. So this is, I would say, happiness, it's more about when you feel that feeling from an external source. So it still doesn't come from within. It is more external in nature. Maybe when you win someone in a game, you might feel a longer term happiness, like, or maybe when you get a promotion, you may feel happy for maybe a few hours or even weeks or months. Or when you win in sports, you get number one in the sports that you play, like in soccer or something, then of course you'll be feeling like, oh, you did something, that there is this sense of happiness that you want to pursue, and you always want to chase after this. And everybody likes winning, everybody likes to be better than others, we always want to improve, but it depends on how strong one's competitive nature can be also. So the problem with wanting to gain happiness from this sort of like comparison, relative comparison, is that for one, you can't actually win someone in all aspects of your life. You may be better than someone in terms of, like, say, sports, or like you can be better than someone in terms of, like, say, marketing or sales, or like speaking, or by doing things, being more efficient, but you can't win other people in terms of like other things, other aspects of life. So that's one issue. And focusing too much on this level would actually lead to maybe, say, frustration and even self-worthlessness, because when you're always comparing with others, when you're always using others as a gauge, like, oh, now I am better than this person here, or what happens when there's someone who's always up here? You're always prone to comparison, and when there's comparison, of course, if you can't be better than other people, it might make you feel that, oh, I'm not good enough, it might backfire on you, that you have the excessive focus on comparison would actually lead to this kind of like self-promotion and risk to alienate the people around you, and you can lead to self-absorption, jealousy, cynicism, and it's just like an ego thing that you just have the need to, like, you can be jealous and all. So medium-term happiness is good as well, but you have to understand that there is its limit, that it is still shorter lived in nature, and you shouldn't focus too much time on it. So that's all for me for this video, and in my next video I will actually be talking more about why we should move towards like the longer term happiness. We should focus our energy and time on seeking more long-term happiness and lasting happiness. Yeah, so that's all for me for today. I'll see you in my next video.